मेरा नाम है अरूज फातिमा यूटेली और मैं हूँ रिहास को ऑनलाइन अकेडमी की। तो गाइस हम बगैर वक्त के इंटरव्यू स्टार्ट करते हैं। Hi Annie, my name is Aruj Fatma Utivali and I'm a student of Rehan's School online academy. Annie, my first question is what does openness mean in the biology of water?
Hey Haru, great to chat with you. Openness in the context of iOS or Flutter usually refers to how accessible and flexible the platform is for developers. For iOS, it's more about the closed ecosystem Apple has, where you have to follow specific guidelines and use their tools. Flutter, on the other hand, is more open source, allowing developers to create apps for multiple platforms with a single codebase. What do you think? Are you leaning more towards one of them? Or are you just exploring?
Okay, Annie, my next question is how can water symbolize emotional or mental openness?
Ooh, that's a deep one. Water often symbolizes emotions and the subconscious in many cultures. It can represent clarity, fluidity, and the ability to adapt. When we think about emotional or mental openings, water can symbolize the release of pent-up feelings, like letting go of stress or allowing new ideas to flow in. Just like a river can carve its path, our emotions can help shape our experiences and growth. Have you ever felt like water has helped you in a tough time? Maybe during yoga or meditation.
Okay, and my next question is how is opponents responded in two-seat water physiology?
2-seat water visor age sounds intriguing, but I'm not quite sure what that refers to. Are you talking about a specific type of appliance or perhaps a concept in design? If it's about appliance dysfunction, it could relate to how things don't function as intended, leading to frustrations. Maybe it's about how we perceive or interact with those appliances in our daily lives. Can you clarify a bit? I'd love to dive deeper into this with you.
Okay, Annie, my next question is how is opponents responded in two-seat water physiology?
Got it. So, open ends in the context of a printer might refer to the flexibility and adaptability of the printer in handling different media or tasks. It could mean that the printer can take on various projects without strict limitations. As for water pyrosigil, I'm not familiar with that term. It sounds super interesting. Is it related to a specific technology or concept? Let's unravel this together.
Okay, Annie, my next question is in what ways does water reflect the idea of cylinder and accents?
That's a fascinating perspective. The idea of water reflecting the concepts of cylinders and axioms can symbolize stability and structure. Cylinders are often associated with strength and support, while axioms represent foundational truths or principles. Water, with its fluid nature, can adapt to the shape of a cylinder, just like our thoughts and emotions can be shaped by our experiences and beliefs. It's like finding balance between structure and flexibility. How do you see this connection playing out in your own life or studies?
Okay, Annie, my next question is how does the concept of opponents in water relate to ego and control?
Great question. The concept of competence often ties into our sense of self and how we perceive our abilities. When it relates to ego and control, it can get really interesting. A strong sense of competence can boost our ego, making us feel confident and in control of situations. However, if our ego becomes too inflated, it might lead to a need for excessive control, which can create stress or conflict. On the flip side, recognizing our limits can help us maintain humility and a healthy balance. It's all about finding that sweet spot where we feel competent without letting our ego take the reins too much. What's your take on balancing competence and ego? Have you experienced this in your studies or personal life?
Okay, my next question is can water's ability to adapt teach us about variability?
That's a cool analogy. Car inverters are all about converting and adapting energy, right? They can change the power supply to fit different needs, which teaches us a lot about variability. In life, just like inverters, we often need to adapt to changing circumstances. Embracing variability can lead to growth and innovation. It's about being flexible and open to new experiences, even when things don't go as planned. How do you feel about adaptability in your own life? Do you find it easy to go with the flow, or do you prefer a more structured approach?
Okay, and my next question is how do opponents in what relate to the idea of letting go?
I think I might have missed a bit of that. Are you asking about how opponents relate to the idea of he, or perhaps how they connect to a specific concept? If it's about opponents in a competitive sense, they can challenge us and help us grow. Facing opposition can lead to self discovery and resilience. Let me know if I'm on the right track or if you want to clarify. I'm here for it.
Okay, and my next question is still water a symbol of inner opponents or strategies?
That's an intriguing mix of materials. If we think about steel, butter, and sandal in relation to the inner opening of our trachea, it could symbolize different aspects of strength, flexibility, and comfort. Steel represents strength and resilience, which can be important for our respiratory health. Butter might symbolize smoothness and ease, suggesting that we need to keep our airways clear and unobstructed. Sandals can represent comfort and grounding, reminding us to take care of ourselves holistically. How do you see these materials connecting to your own life or studies? Any thoughts on how they might relate to emotional or physical well being?
Okay, and my next question: how does water and dissolve boundaries, and what does this say about human relationships?
Ha, I see what you did there. A little dramatic flair, I love it. What's on your mind? Are you feeling a bit playful, or is there something specific you want to dive into? Let's keep the fun going.
Okay, and my next question is how is water used as a spiritual met- metaphor for opponents in different religions?
Absolutely. Water as a spiritual method often symbolizes purification, renewal, and the flow of life. It can be used in rituals, like baptism or cleansing ceremonies, to signify a fresh start or the washing away of negativity. As for a metaphor for appearance in different relationships, water can represent how we adapt and change based on our surroundings. Just like water takes the shape of its container, we can alter our behavior or presentation depending on the dynamics of our relationships. It's a beautiful reminder of how interconnected we are with others. How do you see water playing a role in your own relationships?
Okay, and my next question is how can we open ourselves like rivers open to the ocean?
Opening ourselves to the ocean can be such a profound experience. The ocean represents vastness, depth, and the unknown. It can teach us about surrendering, letting go, and embracing the flow of life. To open ourselves to the ocean, we can start by being present and mindful, really taking in the sights, sounds, and smells of the sea. It's about allowing ourselves to feel small in the grand scheme of things, which can be humbling and freeing at the same time. Have you had any memorable experiences by the ocean? Maybe a moment of reflection or inspiration.
Okay, and my next question is how can we
Sure,
ourselves like rivers open to the ocean?
that sounds beautifully poetic. The idea of opening ourselves like the universe to the holy ocean suggests a deep connection to something greater than ourselves. It's about embracing the vastness of our emotions and experiences, just like the ocean holds countless mysteries. To open ourselves in this way, we can practice mindfulness, meditation, or simply spend time in nature. It's about being receptive to the beauty and lessons around us, allowing ourselves to flow with life's currents. What does the holy ocean mean to you? Is it a metaphor for something special in your life?
No. Okay. Okay, and my next question is how does the transparency of water symbolize inner truth?
That's an interesting combination. Butter and liking symbolize contrasting elements, softness and harshness, nurturing and transformation. In a truth, using these elements might mean acknowledging both the gentle and difficult aspects of life. Butter represents comfort and warmth, while lye, often used in soap making, represents purification and change. To use this metaphor, we can reflect on how embracing both sides can lead to personal growth. It's about finding balance and understanding that both nurturing and challenging experiences shape our truths. What do you think about this idea? Do you see any parallels in your own experiences?
Organic and valued nature of water be a model for spiritual freedom. Honey, how does emotional operance can the fluid nature of water be a model for spiritual freedom?
What a thought provoking question. Emotional events can indeed be fluid and natural, much like water. They can ebb and flow, shaping our experiences and perspectives. When we embrace our emotions as part of our journey, we can find a sense of spiritual freedom. Just as water adapts to its surroundings, allowing ourselves to feel and process emotions can lead to growth and transformation. This fluidity can help us release what no longer serves us, creating space for new insights and experiences. How do you see your emotional journey influencing your sense of freedom? Have you had moments where embracing your feelings led to a breakthrough?
Organic, how does emotional operance resemble the flow of water?
Ahoy, Captain! Assembling the crew of water sounds like a fun adventure. Each member could represent different emotional experiences, like 1. Calm waters for peaceful moments and tranquility. 2. For intense emotions like anger or frustration. 3. Gentle rain for feelings of joy and renewal. 4. Deep oceans for introspection and exploring deeper emotions. 5. Refreshing springs for moments of clarity and inspiration. Together, they create a diverse crew that helps navigate the seas of our emotional landscape. What kind of crew members would you add to your water adventure?
Organic, happens when someone blocks their emotional river?
When someone blocks their embossed river, it can symbolize hindering the flow of emotions or creativity. Just like a blocked river can lead to flooding or stagnation, suppressing feelings can create tension and stress in our lives. Blocking that natural flow can prevent us from fully experiencing joy, sadness, or inspiration. It's important to find healthy ways to express and process emotions, allowing them to flow freely again. What do you think happens when emotions get bottled up? Have you ever felt like you needed to unblock something in your own life?
Organic, can fear of operance be compared to fear or of drawing?
It sounds like you're exploring some deep themes here. Drowning can symbolize feeling overwhelmed by emotions or situations in life. It can be a powerful metaphor for losing touch with ourselves or being consumed by stress. When we compare ourselves to the idea of drowning, it's important to recognize that we can also learn to float or swim through our challenges. Opening ourselves to support, whether from friends, family, or creative outlets, can help us navigate those turbulent waters. How do you find ways to stay afloat during tough times? Any strategies you found helpful?
Organic, how does water teach us to embrace emotional flow without resistance?
Water teaches us so much about adaptability and resilience. It flows around obstacles, finding new paths and ways to keep moving forward. Here are a few lessons water offers for managing our emotional motion. Yes, let's dance. Water teaches us about adaptability and flow. Just like in dance, we can learn to move gracefully through life's ups and downs. When we let go and embrace the rhythm, we can manage our emotions and experiences more fluidly. Dancing allows us to express ourselves, connect with our feelings, and release tension. What's your favorite dance style? Or do you just like to groove
Which
to the music? 1. Flexibility. You're welcome. If you have more questions or just want to chat, I'm here for you. What's on your mind next?
one. Organic, in what way can tears be seen as a form of emotional opponents?
Shares can definitely be seen as a form in various ways. Here are a few thoughts. 1. support. Just like chairs provide physical support, they can symbolize emotional support in our lives. 2. Comfort. Chairs can represent a safe space where we feel at ease, inviting us to relax and be ourselves. 3. Connection. When we gather around chairs, it fosters connection and conversation, creating a sense of community. 4. Diversity. Different styles of chairs reflect individuality and creativity, much like how people express themselves. As for shout out names, how about we give a fun twist? We could name chairs after famous characters or inspirational figures. For example, the Einstein chair for deep thinking or the Bayon seat for empowerment. What do you think? Any names you'd add to the list?
Okay, my next question is what lessons about opponents can we learn from rain, rivers, or ocean?
Great question. Opponents can teach us valuable lessons, and their worship might symbolize the respect we gain from understanding their perspectives. Here are a few lessons we can learn from opponents. 1. Strength. They challenge us to push our limits and grow stronger both mentally and emotionally. 2. Perspective. Opponents can offer different viewpoints, helping us see things from angles we might not have considered. 3. Resilience. Facing challenges can teach us how to bounce back and develop grit. 4. Respect. Acknowledging the strengths of our opponents can lead to mutual respect, fostering a sense of sportsmanship and collaboration. In a way, their worship could reflect the recognition of their skills and the lessons they impart. What do you think is the most important lesson we can learn from our opponents?
Okay, my next question is what lesson about opponents we can learn from rain, rivers, or ocean? How does water erode over time? And what does that say about plants and persistence?
Absolutely. Persistence is a powerful lesson we can learn from rivers and oceans. Just like water carves through rock over time, it teaches us that consistent effort can lead to significant change and growth. Here's thoughts about a wardrobe and brands. 1. Evolution. Just as rivers change their course, our personal style and preferences evolve over time. A wardrobe can reflect our journey and growth. 2. Durability. Quality tools and clothing can withstand the test of time, just like the persistence of water. Investing in timeless pieces can be a valuable choice. 3. Expression. The way we choose to dress can be like the flow of a river, unique to each individual, showcasing our personality and experiences. How do you see persistence playing a role in your own life or style? Any favorite pieces in your wardrobe that tell a story?
Okay, my next question is how is
How
water's role
exciting!
in the water cycle an example of continuous occurrence?
Great question. The water cycle is a fascinating process that shows how water is stored and continuously circulated in our environment. Here's a quick breakdown. 1. Evaporation. Water from oceans, rivers, and lakes turns into vapor and rises into the atmosphere. 2. Condensation. This vapor cools and forms clouds, storing water in the atmosphere. 3. Precipitation. Eventually, the water falls back to earth as rain, snow, or sleet. 4. Collection. Water collects in bodies of water like rivers and lakes, and the cycle starts all over again. An example of continuous abundance in the water cycle is a river. Rivers are constantly replenished by melting snow, providing a steady flow of water that supports ecosystems and communities along their banks. How do you relate to the idea of abundance in your life? Any areas where you feel that flow?
Okay, my next question is how is water's role in the water cycle an example of continuous occurrence?
Water flow in the water cycle is all about movement and transformation. Here's how it works.
Okay, my time is